everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa. In today's video, I'm going to show you a really pared down, easy summer look that will be great for traveling in case you have any travel plans this summer. So I don't know about you, but I have a very busy July planned. I have some vacation planned and a couple of weekend trips, and I am away more than I'm home on the weekends for most of the month of July. And I wanted to give some serious thought and consideration to what kind of makeup I was going to be bringing with me. I find sometimes I end up overpacking for these kind of trips, and you know, the bottom line is you're not wearing as much makeup when you're going to the beach and you're pretty active during the day, and you're going out and sitting outside at night, and you want something that's going to be sweat proof and not going to budge and not going to look like a hot mess because you're perspiring, and not have a ton of product with you that you end up not using. So I picked and chose through my makeup collection to select a good look to bring with me for my multiple trips, and I thought I would go ahead and share that with you. So I'm going to start off with a very simple kind of pared down daytime look, and then show how you can just take that look, add a few things, and amp it up for the evening for when you are going out for dinner or whatever your evening plans may bring, or if you just want a little bit more amped up look for the daytime. So keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with the Benefit Big Easy. Better than BB cream. It's a liquid to powder foundation, and it has an SPF of 35 in it. And I chose this one because it is a multitasker and will only put one additional layer on my skin. So the shade I have in this is medium. So here's a little swatch of what that looks like. And I'm just going to apply this all over my skin. And because it has a primer in it, and it has an SPF, and it has a very kind of mattifying finish, this will be a one step for my complexion. So the next thing I'm going to do is apply the Makeup Forever Aqua Matic pencil in the shade S52. And I'm going to use this as my base. I like this because it is long wearing and it's waterproof, and it's just going to give me a nice base to put down on my eyelids for the shadow I'm going to apply next. So I'm just going to draw this all over my lid and bring it just kind of slightly up into my crease. I don't want a real super thick or heavy application of this, but just enough to kind of take the discoloration out of my lids, even up the skin tone, and provide a little bit of a base for the shadow I'm going to apply. Now you could just go with this if you wanted a really super natural look, but I want something a little bit brighter, so I'm going to add something on top of this. And the shadow I'm going to wear today is the Infallible Ice Latte from L'Oreal. This is just a really good, kind of shimmery, neutral shadow. And what I like about this is that I think I read that this is waterproof, but I don't know that for a fact. But I'm going to go ahead and apply this by just using my finger, because it is kind of sparkly, and I'm just going to tap that and blend that in over that shadow. What I like about a shade like this for the summertime is sometimes I feel darker shadows in the summer can look a little muddy, especially as you tan up a little bit, and just can be a little overdone. And all this is doing is adding a little brightness to your lid. And you can bring that as high up into your crease as you want. I'm not really bringing it very high up. So the next thing I'm going to apply is a little bit of a brow product. And this time of year I really like using the Aqua Brow from Makeup Forever. My shade is 15 Blonde, And I like this because it is waterproof, and if you perspire at all, it's important to have a waterproof product on your brows, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and squirt out a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use my favorite brow brush, which is from IT Cosmetics. I think I've shown this to you all before. I just love the brush end of this. It's just the right amount of stiffness, and I really love the kind of serrated edge that it has. So I'm just going to gently work this through my brows. I don't do a ton of filling in. I mostly do this because I have some graying going on there. And I want to cover that up. Plus, as you get older, and can also apply to anyone who has a really fair hair color, your brows can become almost non-existent, and that you really need the brows to define your, kind of add a frame to your eyes. So for the cheeks today, I really want a very like light sheer color on my cheeks. I don't want anything too heavy or cakey, and I'm going to use one of my favorite cheek products, especially for this time of year, which is the Josie Maran Coconut Water Cheek Gelée. And I'm still working on a little deluxe sample size that I got last year. I'm really super pleased to report it has not dried out. It is the exact same consistency as it was last year, which is not true with some cream or gel products. They can really dry out pretty quickly. So, which is why I've been hesitant to buy other shades. But now knowing that this is really holding up really well, I am definitely going to pick up another shade because I love this for the summer. So I'm just going to apply that with my e.l.f. small stipple brush, and all I do is just kind of bang it in here, get a little bit on the edge, and apply that to my cheeks. This is really long wearing, and it does not look cakey, and it's really sheer. If you're one who doesn't like a heavy cream blush, you might really like the texture of this because it's very very light and refreshing on the skin, and it dries down. It doesn't stay tacky. Because I have a rather minimalist eyeshadow look going on, I'm going to bring some color and definition into my eyes using a long wearing eye pencil. And the one I really like for that is from Marc Jacobs. And I picked up this little set at the holiday times, but you know, all these colors are available in the regular line, but I was so excited to get this. So this gives me a huge assortment of colors to use, and I'm going to pull out, I think, the navy shade. I think navy is kind of a classic summertime look. And I'm going to use this to define my lower lash line and a little bit on the upper corners of my eyes. And I just want to tell you, I think this is one of the longest wearing eye pencils on the market, and here's my unofficial research. So I do use this to tightline my eyes sometimes, and as you may know that I wear contact lenses, I have on occasion gotten a little bit on my contact lens as I'm tightlining. I know that seems a little strange, and not noticed it. You know, it's been in a spot on my lens where I don't really see out of, if you will, and will wear it all day, and I'll take my contacts out at night. I'm like, oh, look at that. I have a black mark from my eyeliner still on my lens from this morning when I applied it. Heck yeah, that is one long wearing eye pencil. So if you have room in your budget for something like this, I would highly recommend it. So I'm just dragging that along my lash line and then kind of tapping it in with my fingers a little bit. And I'm going to do the same just on the outer corner of my eye. I don't want a heavy liner look. And I'm just going to kind of smudge that with my fingers. And then I'm going to finish it off with my very favorite waterproof mascara, and this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Mascara. I have a brand new tube. Here's a close-up of the brush. I just love this little brush. It is a rubber brush, which I don't usually like, but I just love the shape of this. And then I'm going to finish it off using a tinted lip balm from Sonia Kashuk. And this is the, I think it's the red shade. I'm telling you, if you can read that, it's a miracle, because that has got to be the most microscopic printing I have ever seen. But I'm pretty sure this is the red color. I'll look it up and leave it down below. So this completes a really easy daytime look that will be long wearing and you won't feel cakey, and just is a nice, clean, fresh look for whatever you're doing this summer. But I wanted to give you some options for taking this look into more of an evening look if you wanted to, or if you wanted to amp it up for a slightly more glamorous look during the day. So basically, I'm just going to change out my lip color, add a little bit of highlight, and I'll probably tightline my upper lash line just to kind of give the lashes a little bit more definition and darken that lash line a little bit. So let's start with that. I'm going to go ahead and take the black liner from Marc Jacobs and tightline my eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of bronzer. Just a little bit of bronzer. Now this is like totally up to you how much, or even if you want to add bronzer. I'm not a huge bronzer girl. I like bronzer, I don't love it. So I do have this one from Hourglass. It's the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. And I think this is the darker shade. I kind of wish I had gotten the lighter shade, but frankly they were really super close in terms of the color. And I thought, well, you know, maybe the darker shade, when I get a little bit more color, will be better for me. I haven't really gotten my summer color yet, so it's kind of hard for me to tell. So I'm just going to take a pretty big fluffy brush, just tapping it into the product, and just hitting the sides of my face. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up a little bit. I have to be careful because this can make me look a tiny bit orangey. It's a little orangey for me. But it is such a pretty bronzer. And then over that, I'm going to add a little bit of highlight. And I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to go back into my L'Oreal Infallible and use that as a little bit of a highlighter on my cheekbones. Oh yes. And I'm going to use a really small brush to do that. I think I'm going to use this one from Real Techniques. Tap it in there, rub it around, and I'm going to just take another brush to just kind of blend this together. You know, if you're traveling and you only want to bring a couple things, this is a really nice dual-purpose product. I really like it. So the last thing I'm going to do is change out my lip color and put a more intense shade on for the evening. So I recently picked up some new lip colors from Milani. They're called their Power Lip Lasting Moisturizing Gloss Stain. And this is what the package looks like. I'm a little worried this was marked down 50% off, so does that mean they're phasing them out already? I don't know. But it comes in a little click-up pen. So there's Macaroon. The next shade I picked up was Raspberry Tarte. And the last shade is Pink Watermelon. And this is what I'm going to use on my lips. So I chose the brightest color because I think when you have a really neutral kind of look going on your face, a big pop of color is a fun way to wear a bright lipstick. And it's one of my favorite things to do in the summertime is to have little or no eye makeup on and just really pop the lips and go with that. So I picked these up thinking maybe they would be drugstore dupe-ish for some of my favorite YSL glossy lip balms. And yeah, the texture isn't as smooth, the application is fine. I think the color range was great, but my preference is to blot it down a little. I don't know why, I just don't like that super high shine. Still feels very moisturizing on the lips. So I hope you were inspired by this little summer makeup tutorial. I think this will just simplify my whole makeup application situation while I'm traveling. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button and join me for future videos. And until then, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!